Hello guys, welcome. Final face-off here on this best out of 3 between the blue Protoss LiquidNazgul and the red Zerg e.g. IdrA. And well, as you guys know, on the previous 2 matches it's tied 1-1. Like I said, this is the 3rd match, and whoever wins on this one will take the final victory in the series, and he will throw his opponent into the losers bracket here in MLG Dallas. So a pretty intense match, and one of the rules set, as you all know, is that the player that loses picks the next match to be played and the next map on that match. And well, LiquidNazgul lost the 2nd match, as you guys seen on Scrap Station, so he picked this very mean map for Zerg players, and he knows what he's doing, he knows his maps. So very mean Nazgul, just putting the pressure and intimidating IdrA the second he lands on this map, because well, basically it's hard to defend here and hard to expand. Let me try to explain while they're just setting his game. Get the production tab up and maybe the HP bars as well. But like I was saying, this natural expo here is fairly far away from your main base, and it's hard to defend because it has these openings here, which is difficult to contain advancement as a Zerg player, especially early on in the game, and also has this beautiful, delicious ledge here where you just can place units, especially as Terran, but has Protoss as well, and just shoot down at everything moving on the mineral line. So kinda complicated for the Zerg player to decide going for an early expo. And as you can see, IdrA deciding to go for the spawning pool. He knows what it's at stake here, and he's just trying to be a bit conservative about his play, especially on a map such as this. You also have another closer base, but it's covered with these rocks here, so it takes a while to actually reach this spot. So basically what you end up having is a hard, difficult expo to maintain. It's difficult to contain the advance, so the Zerg player needs to be aware of this and play carefully when he decides to place it there. Seems like that IdrA is doing exactly that, because he went for that spawning pool first, and he's gonna now finally spot where LiquidNazgul is based at. There it is, already spotted. And now he will be probably pulling back the 2nd Overlord that is sent west, also this drone heading back into the base, and meanwhile he was just making 4 Zerglings for now, but there's 2 more almost done, and it appears that he's decided to go for the expo now, picking up his hatchery on the natural expo. A bit late than usual, obviously, 21 food there, and I think IdrA is gonna have a wise and cautious approach to this. What I mean by this is, I think he's gonna try to advance while establishing his base to buy some time. And look at this gap here, Nazgul still doesn't have the place completely walled off. He's finishing off his first Stalker, and meanwhile the Zerglings just entered Nazgul's base, and they're gonna be able to shove away these probes for a while. Keep in mind that workers in Starcraft 2 are fairly dangerous, they know how to do damage, so if these 6 Zerglings are surrounded by that amount of probes, oh, they will get killed. Now also Nazgul has a ranged unit, has that Stalker roaming around, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna start slowly poking at these Zerglings. But meanwhile, like I was saying, IdrA just got what he wanted, and what I mean by this is, he's containing the advance from Nazgul for a little bit. Nazgul is just taking care of this small offense by IdrA, and meanwhile he's borrowing time, he's buying time to get his expo up so he can defend it properly. And as you guys seen on the previous 2 matches, what usually happens is that Nazgul gets 2 Stalkers and just decides to use them for scouting purposes. So what IdrA basically did here was buy some time for his hatchery. There it is, just finished, Queen already there, and now he needs to establish some kind of defenses around it, maybe some spine crawlers, because these 2 Stalkers for Nazgul are gonna start coming down south, and they will be starting to poke at this natural expo, intimidating IdrA and trying to shove him away. There's the spine crawler going down, but still very early. It's gonna take a while for him to actually come out and start defending the place. Single Queen trying to hold off the offense. Only 2 Stalkers. She will be able to survive for a while, and meanwhile the spine crawler is almost getting finished. IdrA getting the metabolic boost, the Zergling speed for his Zerglings, getting 6 more meanwhile. also transferring more drones, and Nazgul getting one more reinforcement, one more Stalker to help out the first two that got down there. But now the Spinecrawler is here to hold off the assault, and he was able to defend it. He even had the second Queen trying to back up the one that was on that base, but seems like that everything is fine now, and IdrA was able to fend off that assault. Roach Warren already done, so we're gonna start seeing some roaches pretty soon, I would say. Also, on his natural expo, things seem to be like flowing just fine at the moment. He's just changing the place for his Spinecrawler to be further ahead and defend any move from the north, and advancing with a couple of Zerglings once again, but this time the gateway is just finishing off the wall. He won't be able to advance, and seems like that Nazgul might be going for the exact same build. So gate into Cybernetics core, now 2 more gates there, and the Twilight Council. So it appears that he's going to be working out of 4 gates with the Council to get the Blink. There it is. He's even chrono boosting the Blink, so he's in a hurry. He wants those Stalkers with Blink pretty soon. And I know that Nazgul is a quite experienced player. He's an old Broodwar veteran, but he's been having the one-trick pony approach to this series. I mean, he won a game with it, he lost to another one, and I think he's confident enough to use it a 3rd time. And here comes the roaches to poke at this wall. But yeah, like I was saying, Nazgul is just using the same approach once again. Maybe he's confident about all the ledges and the way he can abuse the Blink from those Stalkers, and that's why he's going once again. This roach is slowly poking at this Warp Gate, already has the shield down, starting to grind down that HP, and Nazgul being forced to blink forward 2 Stalkers to poke at those roaches and maybe shove them away long enough for him to fend off the assault and not lose this Warp Gate. It will be a fairly nice blow into the plans from Nazgul if he loses this Warp Gate. Oh, it's almost there. Boom! There he goes. Roaches finished it off, and now a big tsunami, Zergling tsunami surrounding all those Stalkers. But once again, Nazgul with this brilliant micro, blinking them back, making sure that he doesn't lose that many. I think he lost 2 or 3 Stalkers there. And now fending off the assault, containing the roaches on that bottleneck with the range from those Stalkers. Once again, brilliant microing there. Nazgul just putting the roaches at bay, and while surviving with a lot of Stalkers almost dead. Look at them, there's several really weak ones there, but by doing so and by microing them back, you will keep them alive and they will DPS more and more. Oh, nasty blink right on top of those roaches. But like I was saying, you just keep them alive and that increases the DPS that he has, obviously because he will have more units than the roaches that being grinded down from IdrA. Meanwhile, IdrA assembling reinforcements here. I think he's going to try to push once again, and appears that Nazgul is not very worried about it. He's pulling back. One Overlord here is going to get shot, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but IdrA had around 90 food, and he already lost 3 Overlords on this small advance here from Nazgul. A nice bulk of Stalkers advancing units. Let's take a look. 17 Stalkers advancing here, placing a forward pylon to just warp units in this point here. 18 Stalkers against 24 Zerglings and 12 Roaches now. And seems like that IdrA is taking care of these rocks. You know that Nazgul might be going, yeah, there it is. Nice ledge abuse with the blink right on top of that ledge, and now starting to poke at the mineral line. And here comes IdrA, finish off those rocks, trying to surround the Stalkers, but Nazgul is just aware of how to defend it. He keeps slowly pulling back into that ledge, and he can just blink down. Look at this brilliant micro. Nice play by Nazgul. Didn't lost much here. I think he lost a couple of Stalkers once again, but still he has all of his Stalker force. Look at how many. He's porting more from that pylon, and big push into the natural expo from IdrA. Here comes the Zerglings trying to defend. They're not able to get a proper surround. Once again, Nazgul microing his group back, splitting it in like 3 or 4 parts and just blinking them back every time they get hit. So the first line, the front line, gets refreshed with the brand new Stalkers. And like this, he just can mess up so many Stalkers. Brilliant moves here by Nazgul. Once again, his strategy seems to be working for now. Ledge abusing. Look at IdrA. He needs to pull everything away from here, all the Overlords and the workers, and this will show a hit on his income, obviously. Nazgul just a little bit ahead. Worker count is fairly similar, and now, oh, Nazgul just taking advantage of the rocks that IdrA destroyed, advancing on the south side of IdrA's natural expo. Lots of Zerglings trying to surround, but not possible. A beautiful line here with the Stalkers just shooting everything that moves. Brilliant DPS by Nazgul. And bye-bye IdrA, he had to GG out of the match. He didn't have anything else to hold off here, and as you can see, he was trying to counter with a lot of roaches, but wasn't fast enough. He just realized it was way too many stalkers for him to actually hold and stand his ground. And like this, IdrA is just shoved away into the losers bracket, with LiquidNazgul advancing in the winners bracket. Hope you guys enjoyed this match. See you all later, have fun.